Grammy Tranquil Spartan Piffington. Sparkling. I saw some other ones. Sorry, you're going by so fast. You should know today, I'm taking to your heart, that the Lord is God in the heavens above, and on the earth below. On the earth below, there is no other. This is the final wrap-up song of my cantata, Rising. This is said at the end of every Jewish prayer service, proclaiming the coming kingdom. It's called the Aleinu, as it's written in your Torah. Therefore God highly exalted Messiah and gave him a name above every other name, that at the name of Yeshua every knee will bend in heaven and on earth, at the name of Yeshua every knee will bend under the earth, and every tongue confess, Yeshua, the Messiah, is Adonai, to the glory of the Father. His is the name above every other name, that at the name of Yeshua every knee will bow down in heaven and on earth, at the name of Yeshua every knee will bend under the earth, and every tongue confess, Yeshua, the Messiah, is Adonai, to the glory of the Father. The Lord will be king over the whole earth. The Lord will be one. His name will be one. His name will be the only That is my version of the Aleinu, which is said in every synagogue in the world at the end of the service, when they say the Lord will be known, his name will be one, he will be the only one in the earth. And it's combined for Messianics with the idea that every knee shall bow and every tongue confess that he is Adonai, he is Lord, to the glory of the Father. And that's how I end my cantata, Rising, and I'm completely blown away by the musicianship on this album. First of all, as a classical guitarist and a composer of not only jazz music but classically oriented vocal and guitar music, the way that the Jewish prayer is structured so prophetically and profoundly with language just begs to be set to music. And so it just exploded my heart as a creative. And then to have 3-time Grammy nominated jazz orchestra arranger Kim Richmond do the arrangements, and to have absolute top, the cream of the crop musicians out of Hollywood on this album, as well as 4-time Grammy winner Eugene Friesen on the cello from this side, it was like a multi-continent thing. And it's interesting that I played the Elenu for you guys. Again, just thinking about worship in new ways. And somebody ordered, Warren, you ordered my music and I sent it to you, and I sent a gift CD as well. If you go to julielavender.com and order my albums there, I will send you a gift CD as well. In any event, yesterday I had so much fun talking with you all about, thank you guys, about mental illness. And I think that we are really, in the past few days and weeks, I think we've gathered together and said things like, nothing's going to surprise me anymore. The outrage, we have to come up with a new definition for outrageous, new definitions for stunning, new definitions for corruption, new definitions for hypocrisy. Well, it seems like they have come up with new things for that, new iterations, new levels of understanding the deep qualities of mentally unhinged derangement syndrome. Is anything shocking you anymore? Is anything surprising you? That's why I was sort of tickled in a way when Dilly said this week, they're losing because they're blowing themselves up. You guys just need to stay clean, stay clear, hang with your families. Don't get into, don't go. Yeah, unbelievable is a new word with a new definition now. And the degree of the mind control and the mental illness is a new level. The degree to which people can be caught absolutely red-handed doing things and then use such evilly manipulative devices to put it back on others and to play the victim and to say, no, that was you. I didn't do that. If you've ever been in a relationship with an alcoholic, right, or a narcissist, that is the game, and that they have a diabolical way of redefining any confrontation of clarity and responsibility back to everyone around them, to say, no, that's you. You're the crazy one. No, you're. And the thing is, hey, Marcy, the thing is that when you are a conscientious individual and you want to do the right thing, narcissists and diabolically manipulative people really have a way of making us spin to make sure, did we do it good enough? They're over there offloading any responsibility and reality, and we're going, well, wait a minute, maybe I could have done it better, maybe I, and this is the reality of where we are right now. And I think it's, in a way, it's kind of just a, wow, oh my, I didn't realize. And this week I bumped into that, to the degree to which people, when offered good news, would find it offensive and be angry at being asked to believe something good instead of something negative. And so that kind of spurred me on to talk yesterday about why fear as a state creates mental illness, and why it's important that we deal with that and we don't go down that road, right? Well, today I don't know if my title updated or whatever, but because I was a little off base on my Restream titles. But I want to talk to you about graduating, superseding, and transcending. Because this is where we go on the fear-free life, is that we have to walk into these crazy-making situations where everything around us is saying, no, it's you. You're the one. No. Whatever fact or observation you just made, or whatever counter to the fear narrative, to the control narrative, to the destabilizing narratives around us, anything that, if you send your arrows into that and go, no, this is where I'm coming from, the response is a level of propaganda and brainwashing and mind control I've never seen. And of course, they will say that of who? You and me. But this week I presented people, hey, COVID operator, I presented people with some basic facts and said, hey, here's some good news. Read it for yourself. And you would have thought that I shot their dog. Seriously. But I'm glad I did it, because the most amazing things have come out of that. You know, Pepper, you and I talked about how we're not keyboard warriors, but every once in a while something, I get a little, you know, ruffle in my undies about something, you know, and I'm like, I got an itch in my get along, you know, and I kind of push the limits, and then I wait to see what's going to happen. And sure enough, it was interesting how much mental illness manifested, and how much doom and gloom, and how much fear there was of hope, fear there was of positivity, fear there was of leaving the gulag of the things that people are being told they have to do right now to be safe, right? But some amazing things came out. What I'm finding is that this is a season for graduating, superseding, and transcending. And I like that word, supersede. Can I just read you the definition of supersede? To replace in power or authority, effectiveness, acceptedness, as by another person or thing. To set aside. Now look at this. I'm trying to just mind my own business and read a definition. And they want me to see a guy with a mask. Brainwashing, constant affirmation for you to stay in the gulag. Don't open the cell has a door on the inside, and the lock is on the inside, but don't open it, because no matter where you go, I'm going to affirm for you a mindset of fear and control. And I'm going to tell you you're not safe. And I'm going to tell you you can't trust your instincts. And I'm going to tell you that everybody else in the world thinks that's normal. To see that everywhere all the time. And you're the crazy one. You're the crazy one. Don't ever forget how crazy you are that you question all that. Don't ever forget how nutty you are that you just don't believe big tech, big media, big pharma, big government, big pushy, terrified people social justicing you all the time. How dare you? Because we're going to make sure everywhere you go, we're telling you you're the one with the problem. This is the level we are at right now. But what I'm noticing is that in the midst of this, there is an amazing thing happening, whereas if you will hold your ground and stand. I got to plug my phone in, you guys. It's losing its batteries here. So I got to do this. There we go. We are at a place of graduation, superseding, and transcending. And I speak from my own kind of like this week when I stuck my neck out in public forums for my community to drop some good news. Because, I'm tired. Facebook has basically put us all in our silos, so we're talking to each other mostly now, right? And Twitter, so I thought I'll stick my neck out and see if... And I expected some hand-holding. Now, okay, that's nice, but don't get too excited. That's what I expected. I didn't expect people to go nuclear in anger to the point where they had to cut off the comments for my little post. And but what happened, my friends, and this is what I want to show you. For those of us who have been sowing, preparing, learning, risking, changing, and transforming, we are now in graduation. This is now graduation. This is now a new season. This is now promotion. Because I found myself in the midst of the fray having people attracted to me who are super quality, high level, waking people, thinking people, investing people, coming now and saying, and you can see the qualities in them. You can see quality. And part of the reason why this is such a tough time is that to the degree that we have sown to fear, to anxiety, is what this is a reaping. This is a reaping season. So what you're seeing is if your gospel, if my gospel's been too small, if I really don't believe the risen Savior lives in me and that heal the sick and raise the dead. Therefore, I don't have to be afraid of viruses, and I actually am going to bring healing to people around me. And I don't have to be afraid of the boogeyman, whatever he is. Again, I may choose to do certain things to assist another person or offer a gift in a certain way. I may choose to take care of my health, with vitamins or hydroxychloroquine, or, not being around people for whatever reason, okay, great, awesome. But what I'm saying is that the degree to which we have had whatever our gospel is manifesting, whatever our degree of good news is manifesting. We are now manifesting the good news we actually believed in and lived out of, not what we were told everybody. And it was interesting because I have a good friend who is like number 2 in command, or was at one of the largest prophetic ministries in the nation. Like if I said the name of the people, you'd be, oh, wow, yeah, them. And I got to know them. Thank you. I like it too. I got to know this couple, and I called her for some mentoring over the summer. And over this spring. And I said, I'm really shocked, because I was expecting the heaven to earth denominations to be on the forefront of saying, no, we're not worried about this. No, we're going to meet anyway. We're going to, whatever they felt the Holy Spirit was saying. I was just expecting leadership, right? People are always talking about living out of heaven and raising the dead and healing the sick and victory and authority. I was expecting like, yay, team, let's go. Yes. And I waited and I waited and I waited. And the silence was deafening. And I was talking to this friend, and she said, I know. She said, you really get to see who people are. You really get to see who people are right now. And one ministry friend told me that some of the most heavenly, spiritual, vision-y people in the whole congregation that they're in were the most scared and the most unwilling to meet together and the most upset about not having every precaution in place everywhere, and upset that they were going to meet too soon, too late. And I think that we are really in a privileged tribe, because the tribe we are connected to, I think, is top level, graduation, superseding, transcending. That's who we're hanging out with. Thank God. Thank God for Praying Medic. Thank God for Pepper and Andrea, and we've got new folks coming in touched by prayer, and Liberty Joe and Greg Harvey and Dilly, and I personally am. There's a number of others that I listen to. Thank God, because the hard thing about being where we are right now is that this is the balsamic reduction time, and that's what I think getting old is. When you get old, you are the ultimate balsamic reduction of your deepest beliefs, actions, and character and faith. You are reduced down to the essence of what holds you together. What keeps the pieces in place? Reduced to nothing but, here it is. This is what holds me together. This is the essence of who I am. And I think that happens in old age. And I think probably the beauty of old age is being unable to mask up and having whatever frailty and changes that you used to kind of be able to, puff up and put your whatever on, your groove on. And I think the aging process is meant to reduce us down to that purified gold, where there's a sweetness. If you have real balsamic reduction, they use it over ice cream, right? It can be sweet, but I think it can also turn on you. And I think God is reducing us down to this next level. And this is the season where if you are distinctly reduced to the place of confidence in your dependency, that this is graduation superseding, transcending. And I believe we're going to have the very best of the best drawn to us. As people say, I choose now, and I don't know if you're new or old or whatever, because I've done a lot of teaching on the mechanics of fear-free living, and I will do it again. But right now I'm kind of just honing in on keeping us focused, because as we talked about this summer, we are pregnant with a move of God. Something is growing in us, and it's uncomfortable and exciting, and it's taking over everything. And there are sleepless nights and varicose veins and swelling and constipation and and hemorrhoids and God knows what else comes when the baby's getting ready to come. And it's all, in us, but we can feel it. The move is coming, and you can feel like in the last trimester, I started to get hard to take a breath, because there was so